What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Hope you had an absolutely stupendous weekend. We're going to go over our friend Bitcoin. Good early afternoon, 12:04 here in Canada on the East Coast. Currently we're sitting at 19.4, up 0.26 on the day. Sitting market cap about 369 billion. 24-hour volume is 33.31 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to BitGet, you can sign up and grab up to $8,000 in bonuses. They recently partnered with Lionel Messi. And if you make your first deposit, you email me your sign-up email. I'll give you free access to my Discord of over 2,000 members. No VPN required for my US traders looking for an exchange. Let's hop into the charts. So we finally broke this down sloping trend line. This is the daily time frame. Looks like we may be coming back for a retest. So potentially this could be the start of a breakout to the upside unless it is a fake out. As of right now, we'll zoom in on the 4-hour time frame. You can see here we have broken out, and it looks like potentially we're coming back for a retest. So if we can hold the point of control here at 19.1K, that's when you can see a nice breakout to take you back up to the top of this range at 20.4. I would expect some volume to step in. We've been at a 2-year low for trading volume these last few weeks. So if we do start to push to the upside, I do think a lot of buyers will step in. However, if it's a fake out and we break down into this pattern, we come back down to 18.5, that may be the start of the larger drop to the downside. But as of right now, we've broken this down sloping trend line and we're back testing it as support. So if we do hold and see a push to the upside, we could potentially start to see some volume step in and see a large breakout. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll have to see what happens here. So if we look at our ending diagonal, it's starting to get a little bit messy here. What we're looking at is potentially, let me zoom out. We came down in a wave 1. This was your wave 2 pullback, wave 3, wave 4, and now you're looking to come down in a wave 5. Each wave of an ending diagonal consists of an ABC. So here's the top of your wave 4 coming down in a wave A, and then potentially I was looking at a wave B and coming down in a wave C. And within your wave C, you would see 5 waves. So potentially I was looking at a wave 1, but we've continued to trade sideways. So you'd have to look at a wave 1, and then this is an ABC correction into a 2. The thing about Elliott wave is it can be subjective. So potentially you could look at a wave A and all of this as a potential wave B, or all of this potentially as a wave 4 where we came down in a wave 3 and then you went up in a wave A, this was a B, and this was some sort of C. It can be a little bit challenging to map out until you have clear direction here. But we'll see what happens if we do come up and hit this trend line of 19,704 and we do break out. Then it could potentially invalidate an ending diagonal if we did see a larger push to the upside. However, if we do just come up to this resistance and get rejected once again, or we start to break down from this level, then we can see continuation down. To come down and break this previous low here and potentially put in that wave 5. But as of right now, we've broken this down sloping trend line that we've been watching for quite a while, and we're retesting it. So there is potential to see that breakout to the upside. Now what you can do is take a measurement here of the body of this triangle, take it to your point of breakout, and that breakout could take you all the way back up to about 23K, potentially retest this high here. But if it were to be a fake out and we do end up breaking down, that's when you could come all the way down here to about 15.4K. Now, if we do zoom out on the daily chart here, there is not a lot of support if we come down to 15.4, and it could be swift sell-off all the way down to that 11 to 13K price target. We'll have to see how it plays out, but as of right now, we have broken out of this triangle to the upside. So we'll see if we hold this support and see continuation. Now, the really bearish wave count is also starting to get messy here, where we came down in a wave 1. So now the ABC has been invalidated. You'd have to be looking at, in my opinion, corrective triangle where you came up in a wave A. Here's your wave B, C, D, E to complete a wave 2. Let me just quickly drop in a triangle here. And then you would break down from this triangle and start to come down in a wave 3 to take you down to about 16.3K. Now, as I mentioned here, both of these wave counts can be invalidated with that large push to the upside, especially if we break 20.4K. then those wave counts can be invalidated and potentially we see a rally. Now, if we do rally, I don't think the bottom will be in. I think it will be a relief rally before seeing continuation to the downside. To potentially come up and retest about 22K or potentially create a lower high and then roll over. But if we do break out and come all the way up to about 25,000, I still think there's a good chance that it's just a bit of a dead cat bounce or relief rally before seeing continuation to the downside. However, the EMAs on the daily are starting to tighten, and as you can see, as we were coming down in this downtrend, when they did start to tighten, we did see a nice breakout to the upside. Let's give another example when we're in a downtrend. So as you can see, we're in a downtrend. We did start to break above the EMAs and we had the bullish cross, but they weren't really tightening right here. But we'll give another example. So here's the Corona dump. As you can see, we started to push back to the upside. The EMA started to tighten. We broke above them and then we saw a nice push to the upside. So once again, the EMAs are starting to tighten, so if we can break above them here and hold them as support, that's when you could definitely see that nice rally to the upside. Of course, the bearish scenario is just a bull trap, and then we break down and we start to see that sell off to the downside. Now, if we look at the DXY, it's continuing to struggle to break the 1.618. It looks like it's starting to round over a little bit here. So if it does start to break down from this double top pattern, that's when it could come down here to about 110. It does look like it's weakening and having trouble to break the 1.618 in my opinion. You can see a nice wick rejection here on yesterday's candle. So if it does break down, that's when you'll see the price of Bitcoin start to rally. But it wouldn't be the first time where you saw this kind of consolidation and it looks like price is weakening here and then it just starts to boom, break out to the upside. Always a possibility. But as you can see, it is starting to round a little bit. We have a double top with a wick rejection yesterday. So we'll see if we start to break this neckline, and that would bring you down to about 110. Now looking at the NDQ, the NASDAQ 100 index, this is 100 of the biggest companies, most traded companies in the stock market all bundled together here. And we do have a bullish divergence on the weekly, and Bitcoin does tend to follow the stock market as well as on the daily time frame. You can see we have a nice bullish divergence. As we're creating lower lows, we're creating higher lows, and we are bouncing off a strong level of support. So there is a good opportunity, in my opinion, for the stock market to bounce, especially if it can get back above the EMAs here. Then potentially you could see a nice little rally off this low. So there are definitely some bullish signs for a potential rally. Of course, anything can happen and it can just be a fake out and we just continue to break down. This bullish divergence becomes invalidated. But we also have a bullish divergence on the weekly, as you can see here, lower low, higher low. Of course, these weekly divergences can take time to play out, but this is a good opportunity for the stock market to see a bounce and a little bit of a rally, in my opinion. We'll have to see how it plays out. But as of right now, in the short term, we've broken out of this triangle. So if we can hold it as support, see a back test, that's when you could potentially see that push to the upside. If we do fall back down into the pattern, come back down to 18.5, I think there'd be a much higher opportunity that we are finally going to break down and see that push to the downside. All right, guys, that's basically it for this little update. Make sure to sign up to BitGet, grab up to $8,000 in bonuses, make your first deposit, email me your sign up email, I'll give you free access to my Discord. Over 2,000 members posting chart patterns, talking all things crypto. And at the $10 membership, you can get early access to my analysis as well as my trade signals. Sign up through the Patreon link and I'll see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.